global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. PeterObi has been granting a lot of interviews, but the latest of them all is what he has got to say about the confidence of the electorate, and is telling the electorate to do this also to other aspirants also aspiring for that same apex position, which is the presidency of Nigeria. He didn't stop there, talked about the issue of insecurity, what really needs to be done as at now, what is telling the 36 states of the federation to do now, and of course this issue of trying to close down unity schools, especially in the FCT. Remember, some few hours ago, bandits made a lot of threats that they want to actually kidnap the president, and they actually made one or two threats moves and all that has been trending for a while now. But let's find out really what Peter Obi's solution is to the issue of insecurity, and his standpoint on education, and of course closing down of unity schools. Let's hit the ground running. Well, according to the news, Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, has urged Christians in Nigeria to pray that God touches the heart of politicians so that they can make use of public money for public good. All I'm saying is that you should go and verify and ask those who want to become your president what they did and what they want to do. Nigeria is a country with about 9,220 9,230,000 square meters of land, and a population of 200 million people. God blessed us with oil and other resources. We have over 100 million people living in poverty. And of course, some Nigerians have decided to react to some of their comments. We're going to take one or two comments and we'll go to the other news very quickly. In their comments, one person said with boldness, said, You are right, sir. What are the policies we should look forward to that will be of great benefit to Nigerians? These are the questions citizens of developed nations ask their politicians, not small bag of rice, salt with Maggi, and money that's not sustainable. We need to rise up. And that person said, unfortunately, none of the aspirants except Peter Obi always tells us what he wants to do and has done. Other aspirants lacking ideas are mostly filled with Peter Obi's in their sealed lips. And that person said, some of us reject you, Peter Obi, but deep down we know you are the best. Don't blame us. Poverty, insecurity has made us not to know when a savior has come. We behave like mad people. We don't vote leaders, we vote our relatives. Note, every madman must reject the drug that will cure his madness. Those who are not mad can now force the drug on him to cure his madness. He will thank them as his brain is corrected by the drugs. Obedient people, even if we get confused and start voting our brothers, old style that keep Nigeria in bondage as it has been since vote for Peter Obi, vote Obi for us. As we see a new great Nigeria, we will thank you all. A lot of Nigerians reacted to this, but let's find out really what Peter Obi has told the government on the issue of insecurity. Now, there's this issue about closing down FCT unity schools. This is what is happening really. Well, according to the news, Peter Obi has reacted to the plans by the federal government to shut down one of its colleges, the Federal Government College, Kwali, located in Kwali Area Council, over security threat. Report has it that due to emerging security threats from terrorists, the federal government also directed the National Examination Council to hasten the conduct of the examination for final year students. According to the Minister of Education, Adamu, the closure became necessary following a security breach in Shida and Labata village suburbs of Kwali Area Council, which also threatened FGC Kwali. Reacting, Peter Obi said the proposed closure was not only worrisome but depressing. He urged the Buhari-led government to be proactive and do all within its power to arrest the high level of insecurity in the nation. As a firm believer in the transformative role of education, I am saddened by how education in Nigeria has continued to be shuffled by insecurity, avoidable industrial action of unions, and poor funding, all rising from poor governance. The affected students of these colleges, when added to the millions of students already languishing at home due to ASU strike and the 18.5 million out of school children roaming the streets all add to the painful burden that slows the nation down on its journey to development. While I understand this decision by the government as a measure of keeping our students safe, I reiterate that insecurity can be fought permanently by lifting people out of poverty through support for small businesses and the creation of jobs, adequate employment, employing more training, and equipping our security personnel. The government, in keeping to its duties of protecting the lives of citizens, must be proactive in its actions. I urge the government to do all within its power to arrest the high level of insecurity in the nation, to enable our students safely return to schools, and for our nation to return to the path of progress, he tweeted. Okay, but let's find out the solution he mentioned over what is happening over the 36 states in the federation. He said all 36 states should be responsible for the security of their residents within their domain. This security situation has become a complete worrisome situation for everybody concerned. I feel the federal government should do more, he said. If I have the opportunity, every state will be responsible for their own security. I will make sure that the governors are given the powers to secure the state. Even if we have federal police, they will be responsible and reporting to the governor. For me, I have said it repeatedly that if I have the opportunity, we will deal with the situation head on. There are so many things that we want to put in place in order to ensure that we secure the country. The LP candidate insisted that state governors should have every security apparatus to protect lives and properties within their domain, stating that security is top on his agenda. Obi explained that he wouldn't rule out the possibility of seeking technical assistance from advanced countries to help fix Nigeria's security challenges. As part of his plans, Obi said if elected as president next year, he will pull millions of Nigerians out of poverty. According to him, empowering the masses is the means of solving the security challenges, as people will not indulge in criminal activities. He also decried the continued strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, that's ASU, asking the government to invest in the nation's educational sector, while lamenting the prolonged absence of Nigerian tertiary students from the classroom since February 14. Obi criticized the federal government for failing to honor the 2009 agreement reached with the striking lecturers. If you ask me, he said quite a lot. It made a lot of sense. But let's look at the case study of Imo State. I'm looking at the issue of security now. Take a case study of Imo State and what is happening in Imo State. Imagine, just take a wild guess. Imagine that Ibubago is empowered as a state security personnel. And the people of Imo are shouting and screaming, Ebubago must go, over what happened in Awomama, where the government of the day said they are criminals. The people said they are not criminals, they are people. They identified their brothers that they were not criminals, they were going to their various activities, and Ebubago brought them down. Now, imagine empowering such a situation where the people do not trust or believe in the government of their state. And you now said that they will be responsible to, and all security, state government security will be answerable to such a governor or such a government, and they will have sole responsibility of governing or securing that state. Don't you think that if you bring in a tyrant, or a tyrant comes into that government or to become a governor of that state, he's going to be in the bid of empowering him to secure a state, he's probably going to use those apparatus, security apparatus, to hunt those who criticize him negatively, or those who strongly oppose whatever negative plans he has for the state. So whatever we do, we should also have checks and balances. I feel that yes, state security is needed right now because Nigeria is in their need of security. I feel that there should be the federal police that will checkmate the state police so that they don't go into some sort of tyranny where we begin to have tyrants as governors, having a kingdom they're ruling as a case of democracy. That's what we're going to wrap it up. You may have a contrary view. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take?